In my previous life, my close friend Victoria knew that I had started dating a wealthy boyfriend, deliberately causing confusion. She said that Nathan likes her. I am just a third party. After the breakup, I finally realized that this was all a carefully orchestrated scheme by her. She has always wanted to get closer to Nathan, but Nathan didn't know her at all. Victoria was exasperated, pushed me into the river. When I woke up again, I found myself back on the day of the official announcement of our relationship. After confirming the relationship, Nathan's voice was clearly filled with excitement. He is holding up his phone. I want to take a photo together to post on my friend's circle to show our happiness. I just opened my eyes. I saw Nathan's handsome face. Looking at these familiar things in front of me, it feels like going back to the past. It turns out I have been reborn. I didn't say anything when I saw him. Nathan nervously put down his phone. Speak gently. If you don't want to go, then I won't send a message. I made a reservation at your favorite Western restaurant. Let's go eat. He took my hand and was about to leave. As a result, I stopped him. I said, "We are not going to eat. Go to obtain the certificate." Nathan was stunned. The expression was very surprised. I understand that this is too sudden for him. After all, we just established our relationship 10 minutes ago. He reached out and gently touched my forehead, asked with concern, "How are you? Maybe you're too excited today. I know the situation is urgent. Quickly take the ID out of the bag." The tone was very firm. "You have 3 seconds to think." Nathan was taken aback, immediately revealed a gentle smile. "Say, all right, then go ahead. However, once you obtain the certificate, you cannot go back on it. How could I change my mind this time? I must grasp my happiness well." An hour later, we walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, holding our brand new marriage certificate, the process of a long romance leading to marriage. We completed it in just 60 minutes. I saw that bright red cover. The tension in my heart finally relaxed. This is really great news. It's worth showing off in the circle of friends, but let's not talk about marriage for now. It was sent out less than 3 minutes ago. Victoria just called me. I took a deep breath. The call was connected. "Sophia, are you really together with Nathan?" "Is it Nathan from Vision Technology?" "It's the one who drives a Porsche and lives in Qihu Bay." Hearing that familiar voice, I almost squeezed my phone to bits. Previous life. It was this sound that led me into a dilemma. At that time, Victoria exaggerated in front of me, described Nathan as a playful romantic who enjoys toying with emotions. Victoria and I have been good friends since high school. After so many years, I have always trusted her. She showed me some evidence, claiming that Nathan is pursuing her. I was momentarily blinded by her lies. I impulsively suggested breaking up. After the breakup, Victoria finally revealed her true self. The opportunity has arrived. "Such an outstanding man. Since you don't want it anymore, then I'll give it a try. Don't blame me. This is your own decision." She thought Nathan would accept her. I didn't expect that Nathan didn't know who she was at all. After the breakup, Nathan became very withdrawn. He is indifferent to the people around him. Victoria is really disgraceful. They actually pushed me into the river, almost drowned me. Since I can't obtain it, no one should expect that. This life. I will make this cruel-hearted woman pay the price. I struggled to contain the anger inside me. "Ask the way." "Victoria, you know my boyfriend." Victoria's voice suddenly became very high, almost out of control. She said anxiously, "Sophia, you break up with me immediately. This man is not worth keeping. You should break up with him now. Otherwise, you will regret it." I pretended to look puzzled. "Ask you what's wrong. Why are you suddenly so excited? Do you think he is a good person?" Victoria let out a cold smile. "I have known him for a long time. He has been chasing me. I did not agree to him. That's why he would approach you. He is just using you to provoke me." Listening to her self-righteous comments, a faint cold smile appeared at the corner of my mouth. Quietly put the phone on speaker mode. "Victoria, you have misunderstood something. I have known Nathan for nearly 2 years. He is not that kind of person. Moreover, our relationship is very stable. I believe he won't have a relationship with Sophia." She suddenly interrupted me. "Say, are you being a bit irrational? I have stated it clearly. Why are you still pretending to be confused here? Look at yourself. How could it be compared to the business director of Yuanying Technology? First, take a good look at yourself. I kindly reminded you, because we have been good friends for 10 years. If you still don't understand what I mean, don't blame me for turning away." I said coldly, "Since you also know how excellent he is, then I'm even less likely to let go. Don't think about it. If you don't break up, I will let everyone know that you are an unhonorable mistress. Do you believe I will go find your parents right now? Let them see how you seduce others." She shouted on the phone. I can almost imagine how angry she would be. Unfortunately, she doesn't know. Nathan and I met through an introduction by our elders. The Nathan next to him heard this. The brows are tightly knitted, just about to speak. I quickly hung up the phone. "Baby, who is this woman? I swear I don't know her at all. She is talking nonsense." I gently held his hand. "This lifetime, I certainly know he is innocent. In my past life, I only understood it until I passed away. The so-called evidence that Victoria gave me is all false, but I believed it to be true." That night, we went home to inform our parents of this decision. They have always liked Nathan, although it's surprising that we are getting married so soon. However, still expressed support. The two families were already very familiar with each other. The time for dinner was quickly set. I didn't expect it to be at the entrance of a fine dining restaurant. I ran into the person I least wanted to see. "It is Sophia." Victoria strode towards me angrily. "She looks terrible, the eyes are red, the complexion is also very poor. Why don't you listen to me? Why continue to be with him?" Victoria stepped forward, hold tightly onto my arm. My nails were almost about to break my skin. I shook her hand off. Said coldly, "Aren't you going a bit too far? What does it matter to you who I am with? You are simply not suitable to be with Nathan. Following him will only make your life worse. I am doing this for your own good. Just go and tell him to break up." Her eyes were filled with anxiety. He grabbed my wrist, trying to pull me out. I struggled desperately. "You are just jealous. Jealous that I can find such a good man." I noticed that many people around had already stopped to watch. I shouted, "Everyone, come and take a look. This woman wants to take my husband away." Victoria clearly didn't expect me to act this way, in anger. She slapped me directly. That kind of pain instantly spread across half of my face. "This is truly shameless. It's clearly you who took my boyfriend away from me. What a joke. We have known each other for nearly 2 years. He doesn't even know who you are. How can you say he is your boyfriend?" Victoria took out her phone from her bag. "Open the album." Delivered to me. The screen displays a blurry silhouette photo. I see clearly. This is the photo of me and him. I can no longer hold back. With a loud slap, it was swung over. "How can you do this? This kind of pixelated photo is still being shown." She saw that I was ignoring her. Victoria completely lost control. It lunged at me like a mad dog, trying to hit me. "Nathan is mine. I have had a crush on him for such a long time. You actually dare to come and snatch." Fortunately, I had learned Taekwondo before. Only then could he barely fend off her attacks, but she completely lost her mind, constantly cursing at others. "You are just a gold digger. Seeing wealthy men makes me want to get closer. Today, I will definitely make you look bad." I kept dodging. She took out her phone to prepare to call the police. Look at her like this. It may be more appropriate to send them to a psychiatric hospital. Just at that moment, Victoria seized the moment when I was distracted. A hand grabbed my hair and pulled hard. "The other party actually wants to call the police. You shameless mistress actually dare to do this. I really want you to experience how strong I am. I can't endure this pain." She raised her leg and kicked her hard. She fell heavily to the ground. Still holding a few strands of my hair in hand, I seized the opportunity to step forward. He slapped her hard across the face. "Sophia, you dare to hit me. I want to call the police." Victoria was holding her swollen face, crying very sadly. I said with a cold smile, "Call the police. That's just right. Let's see who made the first move." Not long, the police car has arrived. We were all taken to the police station. I sent a message to Nathan on the way. He quickly said he would come over with a lawyer. Arrived at the police station, Victoria immediately became different. She told the police. This woman not only took her boyfriend, she was also beaten very badly. Asked the police to stand up for her, although police generally do not get involved in matters of the heart. But after hearing her say that, the looks the police gave me became complicated. Provide the evidence. The surveillance can prove that you acted first. I was just acting in self-defense. And you said I stole your boyfriend. I would like to know what evidence you have. The police have gone to check the surveillance footage. Wait for it. This time, I will make you pay the price. Some people may live in the lies they have created for too long. They even began to believe these lies. After the police released the surveillance footage, Victoria's attitude has softened a little. I really deserved to hit her. She seduced my boyfriend. Such interlopers should be punished. How can you police stand alongside someone like this? What is the situation? The police were a bit impatient with her commotion. Ask seriously. You say she is the mistress. Then what evidence do you have? Victoria wiped her tears and said, "Of course there is evidence." She opened the photo album on her phone. There are a series of intimate photos of her and Nathan inside, from shopping together to having dinner together. There are even some relatively private photos. The police looked somewhat at a loss as they opened up. The photo can only indicate that you might know each other. It cannot prove anything. Victoria was a bit anxious. Do you think this is not obvious enough? Who would casually have such a photo? How can you police act like this? Why put such great pressure on a helpless woman? You should let her prove that she is not the other woman. I want to file a complaint against you. She was crying and causing a scene at the police station. The police couldn't do anything about her either, can only look at me with a puzzled expression. I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. Took out a small red notebook. Police comrade, I have evidence that proves she is lying. Seeing that bright red marriage certificate, Victoria's expression instantly turned to one of shock. The police felt somewhat relieved upon seeing the situation. The left side features several suspicious photos. On the right is the government-approved marriage certificate. The truth is evident. Now you should understand. They are a legally married couple. It's best not to get entangled any further. However, this is definitely false. Victoria shouted excitedly. You have all been fooled. This is definitely a forged document by her. She seemed to have lost her sanity. Please be quiet. The police said sternly. This is the law enforcement agency. This is not a place where you can lose your temper freely. Keep making a fuss. We are going to take mandatory measures. Several police officers approached seriously. The atmosphere was tense. Victoria finally understood her current situation, suddenly lost the courage I had before. Dare not to be reckless anymore, but she was clearly still unwilling to accept it. After the police left, her attitude changed suddenly. I was looking down at my phone. A muffled sound suddenly was heard. Looking up, Victoria actually knelt in front of me. The earlier arrogance suddenly disappeared, changed to a pitiful, crying appearance. Sophia, I'm sorry. I was just too anxious a moment ago. I did this for your own good. I watched her performance with great interest. Victoria sniffed. It looks very painful. She said, you don't know, Nathan is not a good person. He first deceived my feelings. Now I want to deceive you again. The Porsche he drives is rented. The luxurious house I live in is also borrowed. He is a love scammer. I specifically look for innocent girls like you. I was deceived by him once. You should hurry and get a divorce from him. There is still time. Indeed, she used her old tricks again. Start to play the victim. Her behavior is inconsistent both inside and out. It's just because they are jealous that I have found a good place to belong. You don't need to worry about my matters. On the contrary, it's you. Are you extremely jealous? How can you say that? We have known each other for so many years. Is he really not as good as a man I just met not long ago? She started crying as she spoke. It looks very pitiful. If the person next to you is unaware of the situation, it's really easy to soften one's heart. I feigned hesitation and said, what you said, you need to provide some evidence. This is very simple. I have a lot of evidence on my phone. I was just waiting for her to say that. Then show me right now. If you can prove that what you say is true, I just believe you. Victoria hurriedly opened her phone's photo album. There are many photos that have been edited. If you don't look closely, it is really difficult to find any issues. We are focused on looking at these photos. A cold voice suddenly came from behind. Evidence? I would like to see what kind of evidence it is. Nathan acted quickly, snatched Victoria's phone. What are you doing? Give it back to me. Victoria instinctively called out, but after seeing him, immediately stopped talking. Thank you for delivering the evidence to my doorstep. Now I have all the evidence. I stand next to Nathan, holding his hand tightly. I know Victoria very well. She will surely use edited photos and fabricated chat records to discredit us. If she starts spreading rumors before taking action, she will definitely get rid of the evidence. It will be difficult to hold accountable at that time. We have just caught her now. These photos are enough for her to take responsibility. You really want to frame me. Victoria finally understood. The expression on his face became very distorted. Nathan, I am serious about you. Do you not understand? Why are you treating me like this? Nathan frowned. Ask the way. Who are you exactly? Do we know each other? How can you do this? Victoria shouted angrily. Did you come to our company last month to discuss collaboration? I also poured you some coffee. You also praised the aroma of the coffee I brewed. Then if you hate me, why still praise me? I waited for you. Have you rejected many suitors? How could you make me feel this way? Usually gentle Nathan was also amused by her. He asked, you have some problems. Just one phrase, the coffee is delicious, can inspire you to think of so many things. That is the new Guatemalan bean from your company. What does it have to do with you? Victoria was clearly unable to accept this fact. I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakdown. She couldn't believe it. They are definitely lying. It must be Sophia who threatened you, right? Husband, say something. You clearly like me. Is it? Nathan was too lazy to pay attention to her anymore. Turned to discuss the legal procedures with the lawyer. Victoria also wanted to catch up and get entangled, but was stopped by the police. Can only shout and yell at us. Walk out of the police station. I breathed a sigh of relief. This time I will retaliate using legal means. She shouldn't act recklessly again. The originally pleasant family gathering turned out to be quite disappointing. We can only schedule for another day. The police conducted a thorough investigation of Victoria's phone and computer. Many edited photos and forged chat records were discovered. There are not only ordinary group photos, there are also some photos that are not very suitable. What is even more shocking is that she also used the same method to frame other women, combine their photos with some inappropriate images. Fortunately, these photos have not been spread around yet. If it spreads, the consequences will be severe. The current PS technology is very advanced. Most people cannot tell the difference between true and false. Once these photos spread online, it will quickly spread. Even if the original source is found, the victim's reputation has also been harmed. Because the evidence was discovered in time, the photo did not have a significant impact. So Victoria was ultimately sentenced to only 3 months of detention. After returning home, I blocked all her contact information. I hope that we can no longer have any connections in the future. I hope she can reflect well while in prison. After coming out, one can lead a normal life. However, after a while, Victoria has started causing trouble again. One day, I am dealing with work emails. I suddenly received an anxious call from Nathan's parents. Nathan, who was originally in a meeting, was taken away by several police officers. He was accused of committing rape. It was also mentioned that the victim was pregnant. I immediately contacted a lawyer. Head to the police station. I already have some suspicion about who is behind the scenes causing trouble. Not yet at the entrance of the police station. Then came an uncomfortable sound from inside. Police officer, look at my belly. This is real evidence. I am really pregnant, although I sometimes doubted on the road whether Nathan had done something wrong. If it really exists, I will definitely not cover for him, but as soon as I heard that voice, I understood that this was yet another farce. Push open the door. I indeed saw Victoria, whom I hadn't seen for several months. Her life in prison seems to have made her lose a lot of weight, but strangely, her belly, however, swelled. It looks like she is about 4 to 5 months pregnant. This is really a bit strange. She has just been out of prison for 2 months. Even if pregnant, it shouldn't be so obvious. I saw that you came. Victoria not only does not show any guilt, instead, she proudly stroked her protruding belly. The gaze was full of provocation. It makes me feel that she is intentionally testing me. What else can you do this time? I can't be bothered to pay attention to her. Then just ask the officer directly. Is she the one who reported my husband? The officer nodded. Explained to me the course of events. It turned out that Victoria came to report the case early in the morning. Said they would find a dad for the child in her womb. The police initially thought this was a case of searching for someone, prepare to conduct an investigation. As a result, I heard her whisper, with this child, how much longer can that woman be arrogant? Only then did I realize that this was just a farce. The police originally intended to calm the situation, but she suddenly changed her statement, claiming to have been raped. This forced us to bring Nathan in for questioning. I walked up to Victoria, asked coldly, "You said you are pregnant. What about the hospital's examination report?" She retorted, "What report do you need? Can't you see my belly? Isn't this obvious enough?" I told the officer, "You heard it too. She doesn't even have the most basic proof. It is clearly a false accusation." The patience of the police is wearing thin. Victoria hurriedly took a pregnancy test stick out of her bag. This can always be proven, right? I will go to the hospital for an examination right away. Clearly, she has no valid evidence at all. It's all just a fantasy. The police questioned both parties carefully. It was found that there were many unreasonable points in her statement. Moreover, Nathan has a clear alibi. He was quickly released. You cannot let him go. The child in my belly really is his, she shouted. The officer replied sternly. Accusations without evidence are just rumors. Be careful not to get sued. This reminds me of the lesson learned last time. It is clearly not deep enough. However, Victoria didn't care about it at all. Instead, they arrogantly said, "You can sue me if you want. Who Who would dare to lock me up? She turned to Nathan. The gaze suddenly became gentle. Dear, don't worry. I will finish the examination shortly. This will prove that this is the fruit of our love. Nathan looked unwell. Without saying anything, they turned around and left. I quietly followed Victoria as we left the police station. She didn't hesitate, directly went to the city center hospital. I made an appointment for obstetrics and gynecology. After a thorough examination, the attending physician, the expression became serious, gently suggested that she go to the oncology department for further examination. Victoria thought that there might be a problem with her fetus, hurriedly went to the oncology department. Soon, the test results are out. The doctor is holding the examination results. 2 messages were mentioned. The good news is, she is not pregnant. The bad news is, she has a sizable mass in her abdomen. The attending physician looked at the examination report. The expression is very worried. It is believed that surgery must be performed immediately. The longer it is delayed, the greater the risk. Doctors are all kind-hearted. But Victoria completely lost control after hearing it. You doctors with low professional standards. My baby is clearly fine. How can you say it's a lump? There must be a problem with your equipment. I have to file a complaint against you. She was making a lot of noise in the hospital. Insists that she is pregnant. The hospital cannot force her to undergo treatment. Only the security guard can take her out, to avoid affecting other patients, in front of the hospital. Victoria gently stroked her protruding abdomen, said with gentle eyes, "Don't be afraid, baby. Mom will definitely protect you." She spoke with a very serious expression in her eyes. It seemed as if she truly believed she was pregnant. Seeing this scene, I feel very uneasy. A person who has lost their sanity is the most dangerous, because her behavior is completely unpredictable. I remember the last time she went crazy and pushed me into the river. I hurried to find Nathan to discuss it. Let's see if it's time to hide for a while. Wait for the tumor in her belly to continue growing. She naturally has no intention of entangling with us anymore. Nathan is not very receptive to this proposal. He didn't want to hide everywhere because of one person's antics. Moreover, everyone has a job, although it's possible to take a short vacation, but it needs to be kept hidden for several months. What about the work? After careful consideration, we decided to continue living our normal lives. Just be a little more careful. There are colleagues and security guards in the company. It's still relatively safe. Victoria does not have a medical certificate. Her rape accusation is unfounded. She lost her job because she was imprisoned. Now I'm idle all day, wandering under the futuristic technology building. I want to find a way to sneak into the company, but the security there is very strict. The elevator requires an employee card. The security guards also recognize her, so there was no opportunity at all. As time goes by, she not only cannot see Nathan, but the belly is getting bigger and bigger. Looks like a pregnant woman about to give birth. She has always firmly believed that she is pregnant with Nathan's child. It is now a critical moment. Since I can't get into the company, she then shifted her focus to the underground parking lot. She remembers Nathan's Porsche, but I didn't know that I had already had him change cars. It is to prevent this kind of situation. One evening, the parking lot is crowded with people and cars. A Porsche started its engine, prepared to drive out of the garage. At that moment, suddenly a person jumped out from behind the pillar. The driver was startled. Want to brake, but accidentally stepped on the gas. The car accelerated suddenly, knocked Victoria away. She lies on the ground. The bleeding won't stop. My body hurts a lot, but I still want to find out who the person in the driver's seat is. Result: she saw a stranger, a middle-aged man, get out of the car. She exerted her final strength. The voice asked hoarsely, "Where is Nathan?" The driver answered with some confusion, "Are you talking about Nathan in general?" "Sorry, I don't know his schedule," she frowned. "Say, isn't this his car?" The driver said, "Miss, the Porsche 911 is not a limited edition. How could it be that Nathan is always the only one driving?" It seems that this sentence is too much for her to bear. Victoria spat out a mouthful of blood, fainted directly. The ambulance took her to the hospital. The doctor immediately contacted her parents. The attending physician pointed to the examination report and said, "She has a tumor in her abdomen. It has already affected the internal organs. Surgery must be performed immediately." The parents realized the seriousness of the situation, immediately signed the consent form for the surgery. Wait for Victoria to wake up. The first thing is to touch your own belly. After discovering the flat abdomen, she completely broke down. "You destroyed my child. This is the fruit of my love with Nathan." The doctor placed the photos of the excised tumor tissue in front of her, trying to make her face this reality. You people are really outrageous. They must have secretly sold my child. Quickly return the child to me. In this situation, the doctor can only suggest that her family take her to see a psychologist. I seized this opportunity, told her parents about Victoria's performance during this period. The two elderly people nearly fainted after listening, immediately stated that if she continued to make such a fuss, just send her to a psychiatric hospital for treatment. This threat has clearly taken effect. Victoria became quiet. After being discharged, I went home. On the surface, it seems that things have come to an end, but I always feel uneasy in my heart. I have been very cautious during this time, except for going to work. I stay at home. However, what is meant to happen will always happen. One evening, I went to the nearby supermarket to buy something. Suddenly, someone attacked me from behind. When I regained consciousness again, I found myself on the rooftop of an abandoned factory. Victoria tore away the blindfold from my eyes. The moonlight illuminated her face. It seems very frightening. It was quiet all around. All that could be heard was the howling night wind. I feel a bit anxious. Force yourself to calm down. Ask her, what exactly do you want to do? Her gaze was no longer so fervent. Instead, it seems very indifferent. It seems that you have a new beginning as well. This sentence shocked me. It turned out that the car accident not only did not end her life, instead, it gave her a chance to start over. Seeing that I am not speaking, she became more certain of her opinion. It's all because of you. She slapped me hard across the face, accused me of saying, if it weren't for you, how did I end up like this? I looked at her coldly, thinking you can deceive yourself, that's fine. Why take lies so seriously? Nathan doesn't know you at all. If you really like him, why didn't you tell me earlier? I can fulfill your wishes, be quiet. Who do you think you are? Just a rich person but not very smart. In appearance and figure, what can compare to me? Nathan is captivated by you. When you're no longer here, he will naturally see my strengths. She pulled me step by step toward the edge of the rooftop. I was too naive in my previous life, thinking that making you break up would solve the problem. Men always tend to cherish what they cannot obtain the most. This time I want you to stay away from him forever. This way, he will no longer remember you. Danger is approaching. I strive to calm myself down. Wait a moment. Even if you really kill me, Nathan will not fall in love with you either. How about I teach you a better way? Victoria gave a slight, contemptuous sneer. Don't play tricks here. Tonight, you are destined to suffer since you know him. Don't you want to know what projects he has been busy with lately? Perhaps it will give you a chance for an unexpected encounter. This sentence clearly piqued her interest. She stopped in her tracks. I would like to hear. Meanwhile, I am quietly observing the surroundings. You are acting recklessly like this. The police will soon take notice of you. Maybe I should take the initiative to disappear for a while. For example, going abroad. This explains why I disappeared. It can also make Nathan think I'm too selfish, only thinking about one's own future. What do you think? Victoria's expression gradually relaxed, but soon became alert. What are you doing? I'm not a fool. Of course, being alive is the most important thing. You asked me to send a message on my phone. I said I want to go to the United States to study. Victoria took out my phone. It turned out that there was no signal. We are walking that way. The signal might be better on the rooftop. I see that I am tightly bound. Victoria turned and walked in the direction indicated. At that moment, I cut the rope with a utility knife hidden in my sleeve. This knife is the self-defense tool I have been carrying with me during this period. Just broke free from the restraints. I immediately ran towards the emergency exit. At that moment, the siren sounded downstairs. Victoria heard a sound, hesitated for a moment. I don't know if they are chasing me or running away. After a brief moment of thought, she decided to run away. The police car surrounded the entire building. The police began to search carefully. In fact, after my rebirth, I installed an emergency rescue program on my phone. Even if the phone is turned off, it can still emit location information. I am indeed procrastinating, waiting for rescue. Some people want to change their fate after being reborn. However, some people still choose to go down the old path. At this moment, Victoria is still holding my phone. There is nowhere left to escape. The police quickly surrounded her at the edge of the rooftop. Under the flashing police lights, she stepped back step by step. Don't come near me. If you come over, I just jumped down, she shouted in panic. Take a moment to calm down. We can have a good talk. The police tried to get her to relax, but as soon as I saw myself behind the police officer, she completely lost control. The rooftop surface is still very slippery because of the rain a few days ago. She lost her balance and fell backward. The police quickly ran over, shined the bright flashlight downwards, but all I could see was darkness. When the rescue team found her, she no longer has any signs of life. Hearing this news, I breathed a sigh of relief. It feels like the heavy stone pressing on my heart has finally been lifted. The matter has finally come to an end. It's time to let go of the past, starting a new life.